Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie. Thank you so much for joining me for your February 2023 Tarotscope. I'm excited to jump in and see what you've got going on for you this month. I would like to remind you that this is a collective reading, not a personal reading, so please only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. There will be a lot of goodies in the description box for you, including a timestamp for you to jump to the beginning of the reading. Before I do that, before we jump in and bring out the cards for you, Taurus, I have to share something with you. This is the 7th time that I am restarting your Tarotscope. And every single time that I've had to restart, I have just not felt ready. And it's been for a wide variety of reasons, okay? So I've had a couple of times where I've felt like I'm talking through my nose, which feels so strange. If you've ever had this happen, right? So I've felt like I've been trying to correct that several times. I've also felt like I've had like a bubble in my throat, and it still feels that way right now as I'm speaking to you, which is super weird for me. That is not a feeling that I get like really ever. I think this is only like the second time that I've actually had this happen to me, where it just feels like there's this big like air bubble or saliva bubble in my throat, and it's making every word that I say feel so strange to me. I've had to get eyelashes out of my eyes so that I could see, right? I've had to readjust my position in order to be comfortable for your reading. So every single time that I've tried to jump into your reading, Taurus, I've had to restart because it's like I wasn't ready. Like I still had something else that I needed to do. That being said, I feel like this may be where you are, right? Because these things don't happen to me for nothing, right? There's always something underlying when I experience things like this manifesting in my body, especially after coming in to the reading being perfectly fine. Right? It's very easy for me to separate my own personal energy from yours based on that alone. So I had to share that with you because I feel like you could be in this space for this month where maybe you've had some false starts. For some of you, that could be true, and you'll know what that means if it's for you. For others of you, I feel like there could be this. It's like there are things that you need to do before you can take the next step, right? So for example, me doing your reading, your Tarotscope, in order for me to start it, I had to do a bunch of these other things to feel ready. And that's not to say, Taurus, that I'm trying to advise you to wait until you feel ready, because if that's the case, you likely will never move. Oftentimes, we aren't ready for whatever that next big step is in our life. So that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that I feel like there are things that you are doing this month that are helping you to be perhaps even more prepared, or to close certain things up, or to complete things, finish things before you take the next step in your journey. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say. Let's jump in and get those out for you. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, tell me please about Taurus's theme for the month. Taurus's theme for 2023. Okay, thank you. Tell us, please, what could Taurus expect, or what is something that Taurus already knows for February 2023? What can Taurus Okay, that I just want to say, I'm going to put these back because that's too many, but I do want to say something that for Aries, this came out, this card here. So it could be for someone that there's an Aries who's important in your life. And it could perhaps be a romantic partner for some of you, because we do have this sacred union card on the top. And again, they had that card come out as well. Or it could be that maybe you have a lot of Aries placements, heavy Aries placements in your chart. But I feel like you could, for some of you, be coming into union with an Aries, or perhaps even redefining your relationship with an Aries. And it doesn't have to be a romantic interest, okay? It could be a friend or family member or anything of the sort. Okay, so what to expect, or something Taurus already knows for February 2023, please. What to expect, or what Taurus already knows for, yes, thank you. What is something that Taurus may not expect about February 2023, please? What is something that Taurus might not expect for February 2023, please? Okay. And what stirs happiness within Taurus this month? I'm getting for you to release any fears, Taurus. That's too many. Can we get more specific, please? Yes, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I feel like releasing fears, Taurus, will help you to find that happiness. I think that kind of goes without saying, but regardless, tell us more, please, about the theme for Taurus for this month. Yes, thank you. Tell us more, please, about what to expect, or something Taurus already knows for, yep, thank you. Tell us more, please, about something that yep. Okay, and tell us, please, what stirs happiness within Taurus for February 2023. Tell us more about that, please. Okay. All right, Taurus, let's take a look. So for your theme for this month, we do have codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. That's so funny. That's so funny. Because I do feel like there's, how do I word this? I feel like for some of you, you may even know what that next step is. Or maybe you feel like you have an inkling of what it may be, right? Like some sort of thread. And I feel like for some of you, maybe you've tried to jump the gun a little bit. Like maybe you tried to jump into the water before you knew how to swim, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this month is preparing you to take that next step, whatever that is for you, in whatever area of your life that you feel it is in regards to, right? Because we all have different stories. And so your story may be different from someone else's. And I just feel like this or let me rephrase, I feel like this could apply on a vast array of different things, or apply to a vast array of different things, right? Like, I just feel like whatever it is that you are, how do I word this, please? Yeah, whatever you're coming face to face with, this is the words that I keep getting over and over, is face to face. So whatever you're coming face to face with this month, again, I feel like it's preparing you to take that next step, right? So this is, again, it's kind of like prereqs, if that makes any sense. Like, oh, there's some things that we need to get knocked out of the way before we can take that next step. And I feel like this is what you're doing this month, getting ready to do exactly that. We also have here for you the Holy Grail: stop the endless searching and inner quest. So it's really fascinating to me that you have this, Taurus, because you have the blueprint is within you, and then again this inner quest, stop the inner searching. You know, so essentially saying that everything that you need is within you. Stop looking for the answers outside of yourself. You already know. You already know. You have the answers. You have all of the pieces you need in order to take that next step. So for example, I feel like there are some of you who probably know if you resonate with what I shared just before we started getting your cards out, I feel like there are some of you who probably know the things that you need to wrap up or clear out of the way before you can take whatever the next step is. So, I mean, and this may, I'm just going to use a very simple example. So maybe your next step is quitting smoking. Okay? I feel like some of you already know what you need to do in order to take that next step. For example, stop buying cigarettes or cigars or whatever it is that you prefer, right? It is, I know it's a very, very simplified way of putting it, but it's it's like that. Let's get some clarity. What is the inner earth base chakra, strength and security, laying foundations? Yes, like I was saying, there are certain things that need to be done before you can move forward. Like, it's like laying foundations, like prereqs for college courses, right? In order to move forward, you have to know certain things, or you have to experience certain things, because it lays the framework for what comes next. And that is what I feel like you're doing. I do find it incredibly fascinating as well that essentially when you're looking at this card, it looks like this is a tree here. Yes. And so we can safely assume that, this is roots, or there are roots here. Similarly with this card here, with these roots and kind of being beneath the surface, right? These are things that I feel are, you could be healing things that are deep seated, that are deep rooted, that need to be dealt with, that need to be alchemized before you're able to move forward. And laying, and or, I feel like I should say, and or, laying new framework, new foundations for who you are to become. Again, very similarly, like I said, completing certain quests in order to move on to the next chapter of the video game. Okay? Oh, this is so fascinating, Taurus, because I literally was just on Facebook, and Kyle Gray, or is it Kyle Gray? I'm pretty sure. Yes. Okay, so Kyle Gray, the author of this deck, posted this card for today. This is so fascinating. So you have Temple of Truth, Throat Chakra, Authenticity, Self-Expression. So interesting, because again, I felt like I had to clear my throat. I felt like I had like a bubble in my throat. So I do feel like, okay, yes, thank you. I feel like there's parts of this that, for one, this, I feel like your throat chakra, or for me, which is a representation of speaking your truth, sharing your truth, expressing yourself authentically or truthfully, I feel like there are things with, how do I word this? Lord, please. There are things within you which, to some degree or another, I feel you have a thread on to be true. And for whatever reason, have suppressed this within you, and it's coming to the surface. But I feel like it's coming to the surface in a way that's saying, this thing that you've been pushing down holds with it certain lessons or information or experiences that open up the next level of yourself and helps you to navigate the next leg of your soul journey. So essentially saying that within this thing that you're trying to avoid are the answers. are the keys to the doors to take the next steps. Take that if it resonates with you. But here's the thing. The Holy Grail has that stop the endless searching. And there's an eagle in this picture, which would represent having a higher perspective or seeing things from a different perspective, at least in this case. And then the deer here bringing through these feelings of giving yourself grace. Like, it's okay that you haven't acknowledged these things, or that you've been seeking the answers outside of yourself. You guys, oftentimes this spiritual journey, we have to go through death and rebirth processes over and over and over. And a lot of the time, especially when we're just uncovering a new layer of ourselves, there's a certain level of fear because it's unknown. And dealing with our own fears, especially that of like dying, for example, because that's what happens, right? We gain new pieces of information, we learn new things, and then there's a portion of us or a version of us that dies. And let's be real, nobody really wants to die. So there's this element of grace in the sense of you're likely not alone in that. I don't know how to explain it, because whatever this is, I just feel like it holds the next thing for you. Dealing with whatever this is holds that next thing for you. And give yourself grace for suppressing it, for pushing it down, for feeling like maybe it wasn't important or not valid or whatever the thing is. So what can you expect, or what is something that you already know for this month, Taurus? Held, sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community. So I do feel like something you already know is that I do feel like for some of you, I feel like you literally talk out loud to someone, a loved one who maybe has passed on, or something to that end. I feel like, yeah, like, because I'm actually seeing it as like going, just like I'm seeing like the figure of a person like going through their kind of like a normal routine, like making coffee, walking through their house type of thing, and just kind of talking out loud to something that's not there, like physically not there. So I feel like that for some of you, you know, or you feel that support from the unseen realms, as it were. I feel like this is something that brings you comfort. For others of you, I feel like there could be support coming in, and for some in the form of community. And this is something that you can expect to come in, especially as you continue, or rather as you step further into your truth, as you acknowledge these things, as you allow things to unfold. I feel like this will open up space for support to come in. Yeah, so I feel like there's a need here to release any fear about dealing with something on your own, or going through this experience on your own. I do feel like you will have support in some way, shape, or form. It could be in community in the form of new people coming into your experience, or it could be from the unseen realms. Like maybe there are just times when you feel like you're at the end of your rope, and by gosh, something happens that gets you just up a level, just takes you up maybe a foot off the end of that rope, right? So it does feel like you're not doing this alone, okay? Which is comforting. Also have Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion, humanity. So super fascinating, because there was that union sacred union card coming in. So it could be, again, that you are essentially coming together with someone, maybe a romantic partner. Doesn't have to be, like I was saying, I feel like there could be support coming in the form of community. And so this could be part of your soul team or soul tribe that you've been separate from, even perhaps since you've incarnated on the planet, and are now finding your way back to each other. Perhaps these individuals are coming in to provide you with some compassion, to recognize or show you humanity, to show be that to be kind, to say, hey, it's fine, you're going to be okay. We all need to be held, we all need to be supported. It doesn't make you weak. That's the kind of thing that or kind of how I'm seeing this. And for some of you, maybe this has to do with your actual mother. Perhaps this is who you're reconnecting with for some of you. I don't feel like there are many that would resonate with that, however. So I feel like, yeah, you could be experiencing some sort of reunion this month. Or maybe it's a mother figure. Maybe, or there, yeah, for some of you, there could be like a mother figure who maybe you feel held by, who you feel maybe is compassionate towards you, shows you the more beautiful sides of humanity. Yeah. Also have here, wow, yeah, the return. I mean, I'm just saying, a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. So, like I was saying, I feel like for some of you, you're coming together with someone. And actually, I don't know why I just got this. For some of you, this could even be like an animal companion, right? I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But I feel like you could even have like an animal companion, because I just saw like a dog in my mind's eye. Like I just saw a dog and a person coming, like, I don't know, overly excited, I suppose is a good way to put that. So maybe that's something for someone very specific, but and if so, yay, because that was really cute. But I feel like this, yeah, there's definitely could be something here for you guys about coming back together with someone, creating something different, perhaps writing a new story, returning to each other in a way that is supportive and compassionate, right? That allows you to create this new story. But I feel like more so, I feel this is coming together, and alignment is standing out a lot to me, because I feel like there's, again, that energy of getting things in order to take the next step. So I feel like what to expect this month is that things are going to be happening to put the pieces into place, to put things into alignment. So I would anticipate having to make some decisions and essentially putting in some work, right? Rolling up your sleeves and doing the work necessary. So let's see what's clarifying here. So you have Earth Star activation. That's fascinating, because you have inner Earth up here with your theme. Earth Star activation, anchoring grounded action. Like I said, making choices, right? Taking action. Yeah. Isis energy, like grounded action, which means you're doing it, like, you know why you're doing it. It's intentional. Grounded action. Like, these are things that I need to be doing. That's how I'm seeing this. Practical. I don't know why. And maybe they are practical moves, Taurus. Maybe they are very physical world type of moves that you've been on the sideline about, type of thing. Maybe it is, oh, you should probably move here, or switch this job, or, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, I don't know. But I feel there's this element of grounded action in the sense of there are certain things that I need to be doing intentionally to create certain results. And I feel like this is what is coming through for you this month. Everything is aligning to get you to go to the next stage or next leg of your soul journey. And what I feel you should expect is that it's going to take you kind of rolling your sleeves up and putting in the work in order to create the conditions to be able to do that. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to put that up here. And you know, it's interesting too, as well, is that this is Isis energy with the Earth Star activation, and Isis is essentially like the mother. And I feel like, yeah, for some of you, there could be something here about a mother or a mother figure. Or maybe you as a mother. Let's take a look at something that you may not expect about the month, Taurus. You have the bloom, creations realized, right time, harvest, and celebrate. So here's the thing. I think one of the biggest things that you can expect from this month, or something that you may not expect, but maybe now can. I don't know how to word this properly. But I think that something that you may not expect is that taking these steps really does put you into that or what is the word? Yes, that position to align with your manifestations, with whatever the next step is. So essentially, it's like, okay, what you might not expect is that putting in all this work and dealing with all of this stuff that maybe you haven't wanted to deal with, or that have been obstacles for you or challenges or what have you, what you might not expect is that this is going to put you into a position to be able to celebrate where that takes you. Now, does that mean that that's at the end of February or through the month? I don't know. It's your story. It could be a month from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now, right? We never really truly know until it's shown to us, of course, how far out our ripples go, or what decisions that we make affect what things later on. So I just feel like something that you don't expect is that these things set you up, right? What you experience this month sets you up to bring in that harvest, to celebrate. Okay? Whenever that might be for you. Maybe it's next month. Maybe it's tomorrow. Who knows? What's the clarifier here? Crystal skull wisdom, clarity, divine healing. Maybe those are the rewards. Maybe that is the harvest, or you know what I'm saying? It feels like, what if that is the things that you might not expect, is that the reward or the reason to celebrate comes in the form of clarity, comes in the form of healing, comes in the form of you being able to move into a high vibrational energy. So I want to take this a step further, because what I feel like, Taurus, is that should you step into a space where you actually essentially roll your sleeves up and put the work in, to be able to take the next steps, to address the things that show up for you this month, face them right head up, face to face, deal with them. I feel like what you might not expect is that, how do I word that? How good you feel after allowing yourself to do it. I feel like for some of you, there's been this fear of like, oh my gosh, if I address this thing, I might never recover. Like, I don't know what'll happen. Maybe that's like losing certain people, or I don't know what it is. But I feel like there's something here that says what you might not expect is that you could be celebrating how you feel, the clarity that you gain, the healing that you gain, or you may be celebrating that moving forward. Because again, I feel like it puts you in this position to get into that alignment, that high vibrational frequency with whatever the next phase or next leg of your soul journey is. Okay. And I feel like that high vibrational energy, when you move into that, you feel so much better. Just overall, you feel so much better. Now, again, it takes work. Okay. It takes some maintenance. It takes effort. It takes grounded action, intentional action on a daily basis to maintain a higher vibrational frequency, like addressing your things every day. What stirs happiness within you this month, Taurus? Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, channel. So if you're looking for, this is how I feel this is coming through. If you're looking for ways to experience more, what is the word I'm looking for, please? Authentic, thank you. Authentic happiness. I feel like look for the places where you feel creative, where you feel expressive, where you feel inspired. That is when you are with spirit or in spirit, right? Inspired in spirit. Because I feel connecting to that energy, that unseen help, that unseen support, I feel like anchors you back into what truly brings happiness into your experience. And I don't think it has much of anything to do with physical luxuries, though I feel like that's probably kind of like shocking to say, and to some degree, right? Because I know Taurus, y'all like your things. that Venus energy, y'all like your things, the aesthetic, the beautiful things, right? But I feel like, at least for this month, those creative, artsy type of things, I feel like are going to bring you the most happiness. And it doesn't necessarily need to be that luxury or luxurious type of thing. It just feels like the creativity, the expression in itself, whether it's yours or others, I feel like just brings you a sense of happiness, because I feel like it's that connection. Take it if it resonates with you, but that's how I'm picking this up. What else do we have here for you? The sacred waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. So yeah, what stirs happiness within you? Looking after yourself, making sure that you are taking care of yourself. And here's the beautiful thing about this. I mean, we've been programmed and taught something completely different, okay? But as far as I can tell, one of the most beautiful acts of love is the ability to give love to ourselves, the ability to take care of ourselves, and to essentially not sacrifice ourselves for the sake of anything that isn't worthy of that. And I know that, I mean, that kind of leaves that very broad, but I feel like it's those, again, I just feel like that act of self-care is such a beautiful act of love, and that so few people are able to do it. When I see it, I'm like in awe of it. And I'm not talking about seeing people talk about it on YouTube or anything like that, but just when I'm seeing it in front of my face, I'm so moved by it. I mean, I'm moved by people who do it on YouTube as well, seeing that happen, but there's something about witnessing it firsthand that's just so magnificent to me. So I do feel like taking care of yourself stirs happiness within you, which, let's be honest, when you are tapping into that creative, expressive side of yourself, that is an act of self-care. Right? It's a way to be expressive. And what happens when you're creating things? Well, you're releasing energies. So, I mean, to me, it is this beautiful act of self-care to be creative and to step into those energies. So, what's your clarity? Wow, are you serious? So, look at this, Taurus. You have the Holy Grail showing up twice. So fascinating to me, because here's the thing, for some of you, I feel like you have or may have felt like that Holy Grail, right? And I'm not talking about necessarily the chalice or any religious type of label, okay? I'm talking more about the expression, okay? Like, oh, this is like the Holy Grail of all fill in the blank. Yeah? I feel like for some of you, you've been feeling like that Holy Grail of life experience, of happiness, of wholeness, of purpose has been out of reach, out of reach, out of reach, out of reach. And I feel like for some of you, you felt like you will never be able to obtain it, ever. Or maybe someone told you that. But what I'm getting here for you, Taurus, is that the thing that you have been endlessly reaching for, you know, exhausting yourself over and over and over again, I feel like has been within you the entire time. Just failed to see it. Which, I mean, it happens to the best of people. We all have this amnesia. We all have this, let me find the solution outside of myself experience. And I feel like this Holy Grail coming through for you not once but twice to say, from two different authors of two different decks, to say, this is about that inner you, Taurus. This is about understanding that you are what you seek. You hold the keys, the codes. You hold the blueprint. The only thing stopping you from experiencing life in a different way, whatever that means for you, is you. Actually, Taurus, I'm actually being reminded of a quote that I shared, or not a quote, but an affirmation that I shared for my membership. And I said this, I said, the only power that can halt my love, my dreams, is within me. And it's true. It's so true. And I had this drop into my field after doing our reading for a weekend reading. And it to me is so marvelous, because it is this, you are literally the only thing that has created these obstacles. And so reaching down within yourself and getting authentic and getting truthful and clearly expressing yourself, I feel like that's just the start of what you are able to uncover about all of the rewards that are housed within you. I think it's just the beginning. So, looking at this from clarity perspective with Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, inspiration, artist, and then the sacred waters with nourishment, replenishment, health, is that one, all of these beautiful things are within you. Let me just say that. I feel like it's like all of these beautiful things that I feel for some of you, maybe you seek outside of self, right? Those luxurious types of things that we were talking about with Taurus aesthetic. They're within you. That beauty is within you. You don't have to seek it outside of self. I mean, it feels nice, sure, but seeing that within yourself brings a whole new meaning to the definition of beautiful. or perhaps even a whole new meaning to the definition of what you deem to be luxurious. And when we look at sacred waters and rest and self-care and, looking after yourself, and we have the Holy Grail here with finding sacredness, it's essentially like looking at yourself as a sacred being and refilling your cup shows you that, how do I word this? Yes, like it's essentially saying the power is within you. So if you are worn out, if you're tired, if you feel defeated, if you feel whatever other word you want to insert, fatigued, exhausted, stressed, overwhelmed, right? Any of those types of things, you have it within you to change that. You are what you seek. Again, the only thing stopping you is you. So if you are tired, if you are fatigued, if you are XYZ, change it. Make a decision to give back to yourself and give yourself the rest and care that you need. Because again, you are what you seek. You have the keys. Yes? This has been absolutely beautiful, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly do appreciate the beautiful opportunity to read for you. It's been a pleasure as always. I pray that whatever this month brings for you and whatever way this manifests, that you're able to find the courage and strength to be truly authentic with yourself and to really uncover the beautiful, amazing things about you, knowing that you are deeply supported in this part of your journey should you choose to seek that out and embrace that support, either from the unseen realms or from community showing up in your experience or your existing community. Yes, I pray that you come out the other side of this month realizing how magnificent and beautiful you truly are, and how you carry such unique gifts that you have to offer the world. I pray that you find that this month. If something has resonated for you, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, subscribing, or commenting below. I truly do appreciate it. It tells YouTube that there may be something valuable here for someone else to see, and so they push it out to more people. And I am truly very grateful for that. So thank you so much. Have an incredible, amazing month. Remember, whatever you experience, wherever you find yourself, you have absolutely got this, and God's got you. Take care of your beautiful soul, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.